I'm just making some paper mache. You know, everyone likes a bit of paper mache. Sometimes paper mache looks cool. Sometimes paper mache beats teams like the Pittsburgh Penguins 2-1. Sometimes they beat the Detroit Red Wings 6-3. And sometimes paper mache looks like it's made out of random different colored pieces of paper that you found around your house. And we're making a crappy art project with a bit of chicken wire, shredded pieces of paper, and some Elmer's glue. I think paper mache is an analogy for this team. The 2024-2025 San Jose Sharks. It was one for the last year's team as well. Let's just go over a couple of people that played for us tonight, shall we? Barclay Goodrow. How'd we get him? Plucked him. Waivers from New York, right? Random piece from across the league. Oh yeah, he used to be good. Yeah, we'll take him. Timothy Liljegren. Where'd we get him from? Oh, guess what? From Toronto. Walker Duehr. Where'd we get him from? Oh. Waivers. From Calgary. And then there's players that are slightly better, like Jake Wallman. Where'd we get him? A trade, granted. A pretty good one. A good one. I'm not bashing the trade. I'm not bashing Jake Wallman. I'm just saying it exhibits a pattern. Sometimes this team feels like paper mache. It feels like it was just plucked. Little bits, pieces nobody wanted from around the league. Oh yeah, you know, or we could use a defenseman. Oh yeah, you know what? Walker Duehr, he used to be pretty good. He's got a bleep attitude, per se. Look, I'm a huge Sharks fan. If it's not already obvious, right? And last year we were tanking. It was obvious. The team purposely did bad, right? We stripped it down to the bones. We traded Hurdle. We got rid of Erik Karlsson. We got rid of Timo Meier. We got rid of Brent Burns. We got rid of everyone who was possibly going to make this team good. Gone. What do we get in return? Some good pieces. You know, got the franchise center in Macklin Celebrini. That's about as good as it gets. Look, I was actually a fan of a lot of those moves. Getting these players for free, that's awesome. I know they're better than what we had last year. I just was hoping for more. I was optimistic. I don't know where it was, where that faith was, or who I should have put it in. Mike Greer wants us to be close to competing for a playoff spot next year. Not at this rate, we're not. What did Mike Greer just say the other day when he talked to reporters? He did not expect us to be at the bottom of the league. He said we'd be somewhere around the 8th pick. 8th pick? We're dead last. We still are. And we have been for what feels like 3 years now. Look. Patience. I know. Patience is key. But you can't go from one night losing to the Florida Panthers 7-2 to another night beating the Pittsburgh Penguins 2-1 in a great game, only to turn it back around and have another stinker of a game and lose 6-2 to the Seattle Kraken. It makes no sense. And I'm just trying to vent my frustration because I realize there's a very bright future ahead of us. But all anyone can talk about when they talk about the Sharks is, oh, don't turn into Buffalo. Don't turn into Ottawa. Don't turn into Detroit. You don't want to turn into those teams. And what did they do? The same thing. They spent years in the basement. I want a bigger jump, right? I'm not saying I want to make the playoffs. Of course I want to, but I know it's not realistic right now. I'm tired of people that follow the Sharks on Twitter that post about them all the time having to look at and post the Tankathon standings every single day, every time there's a game. I don't want to be last. Anything but last, please. Just beat Chicago. Just beat Nashville. They've sucked. Why can't we beat them? Back-to-back games against one of the other worst teams in the league, and they go 4 points above us. They take 2 wins from us, easy. I'm not saying we're going to win every night. I just want to see some more effort, guys. I just want a team that isn't just paper mache together, rolled into a ball, and some of the veterans we've gotten are great. Look, some trades were needed. The Wallman trade, yep, that was needed. We needed good defensemen. Cody Ceci, we needed someone with experience back there. I just want a more consistent effort each night. Consistency. Consistency is key. I'm tired of losing or having 4 goals on 5 shots in the second period. That's not fun, guys. They did play a game tonight, hence my rant, hence my feelings, and it didn't start horribly. The first period was actually a good hockey game. It was fun to watch, right? I know the Kraken scored first on a miscommunication. Celebrini and Wallman. All right, happens. No big deal. But after that, they picked it up. They played well. They got another goal back. That Will Smith and Carl Grundstrom tic-tac-toe back and forth. It worked. And maybe a little unorthodox, but it worked. Smith, 6-game point streak. That's awesome. No one would have seen that coming after his slump recently. He's looking amazing. All his confidence on the ice. He's making these plays that before he just wasn't making. Askarov was actually playing okay in the first. Not in the second. That was not good. Everything just went downhill. I'm not going to break it down. It was just a couple unlucky bounces, a couple boneheaded mistakes. Askarov couldn't bail him out. That's what happens. I'm glad to see the team actually has some life. When Cunnin got into it and Henry Thun had a fight, sticking up for the boys, I like it. There you go. Whole team, everyone on the ice got into that one. That was motivating. But other than that, I stopped caring. I stopped paying attention, and it reminded me of last year too much. You know, every game this year, I'm looking forward to it days in advance. I'm making sure I turn it on time, or if I can't, I'm at work. I'm making sure I have the updates on my watch or my phone or something, and I make sure I'm actually like paying attention. Who scored? Let me watch the replay. Let me do this. Let me do that. Let me watch the game back after I'm home from work. It's disappointing because we're still often getting the same result. We're still getting blown out of buildings. 6-2, that's not close. 7-2 against the Panthers, that's not close. But every once in a while, there's a glimmer of hope, and that's what kills me. You know, beating the Pittsburgh Penguins the other day, Carlson comes back into town, we shoo him out the door, we win 2-1, great game, and you follow it up with this. A couple things I wanted to note. Personal opinion here, absolutely hate ESPN games. So annoying. All they could talk about is Sharks' future. Well, you know, they've bombed this game, but hopefully their future is bright. And it went from, at the beginning, wow, look, the future's so bright, to, at the end of the game is, well, you know, they really need to start to do this, or else it's going to be a long rebuild. That's all I could talk about, dude. Just, at least Randy Hahn and Drew Amanda, they have some positivity. They know it's a process. They don't change their opinions in the next 20 minutes that, you know, we get scored on. A couple shout-outs from the game. Will Smith, 6-game point streak. Awesome. I know I mentioned that already, but gotta mention it twice. He's doing really well. Confidence is sky high, and you can see it on the ice. Another guy, I'm gonna lump these two together because it happened at the same time, but Luke Cunnin and Henry Thun. Putting up a fight, standing up for themselves, I like it. Without that, God knows what this team would be. It would just be a miserable, sad sack. So, at least there was something entertaining tonight. Well, 2 more games before the 4 Nations break. So, Canadians and the Stars. I can't tell you what'll happen because I have no idea. It could be a Pittsburgh game. It could be a Florida game. We'll just have to find out. See you guys then.